Hey there, how are you today? My name is Dana Damara, and you have landed on Astrocast. This is your full moon report for the full moon in Capricorn. Yes, you heard me right. It is the second full moon in Capricorn in a row. So, we had our first full moon in Capricorn on June 21st, just after the solstice. And now we have our second full moon Capricorn on July 21st at 3:17 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So people ask, how can you have full moon in the same sign right in a row? The full moon in Capricorn on the 21st of June was at 1 degree Capricorn. The second one is coming in at 29 degrees Capricorn. Okay, so that means the sun is in Cancer at 29 degrees. And then that means that the moon is at 29 degrees in the sign of Capricorn. Okay, so I want to start off this forecast by following suit of my teacher. Okay, so I actually have a couple of teachers for astrology, but one of my teachers really made note of the energy right now as we lead up to this full moon in Capricorn. Now, whatever you were working on, June 21st, whatever, and when I say working on, what I mean is like maybe you were trying to figure out in your head how to make a decision. Maybe there was something that wasn't clear. Maybe you've been trying to work out just something in your life. Okay, so whatever it is, relationship, environment, career, it's probably career just because a lot of this energy that we have happening is Capricorn, which is about leadership, career, kind of how we run our life, right? So the energy that we were experiencing in June, now fast forward to July, now we have to ask ourselves, has anything come to light in this situation? Has anything come to fruition? Has anything given us an opportunity to see things more clearly? That's really the energy that we're working with. But I want to show something to you. This is why I'm smiling, because this is so cool. Okay, so here's the full moon, right? But what I want to share with you is, where is that little guy? Here it is. Mars and Uranus. Okay, so I talked a little bit about Mars and Uranus conjuncting one another on the, I think it was the 14th or the 15th. By the way, Mars and Uranus conjunct one another, and it was the same day as Donald Trump's assassination attempt. The assassination attempt on Donald Trump, I guess is what I should say. So the energy of Mars and Uranus is unexpected shifts, potential aggression or anger or agitation. And that energy is still viable, if you will, influential during this full moon. Now, the cool thing, a couple of cool things, is that we have, see how these blue lines? We have harmonious energy happening. Okay. So, first of all, we have Pluto and the moon sitting together, which is really about deep rebirth, deep transformation of our emotions, most likely, really allowing ourselves to feel this moon, really allowing ourselves to feel where we're being empowered or disempowered, because that's Pluto, is this dissemination of power. But you see how it's making this blue line literally almost exact. So Uranus is almost, that's 3 degrees away, but Pluto is exactly trining. So these guys are trining each other, and a trine is a very positive influence. So Pluto and the moon actually softens the blow of Mars and Uranus, if you will. So I have a lot of theories, but I really don't like to bring politics or world events into astrology because I feel like it could potentially be misconstrued as a jaded forecast. However, I wanted to bring this in because I feel like it's important to understand, especially for any of you out there who are like, I don't know, maybe astrology's not a thing. Like, it's a thing. So, that's all I'm going to say to that. I don't know where you sit on any of your opinions, but on astrology or politics, it doesn't matter. What matters to me is that you understand that this energy right here is super strong and powerful, potentially volatile, but also really good for like if you're trying to finish a project or if you're trying to find the confidence or the courage to make a change. And it normally it will probably have to do with like house or home because this is all in Taurus, right? But allowing yourself to feel the softening from Pluto and the moon, okay? This is really important. The other thing is that's really beautiful with this full moon, by the way, is Venus sitting here in Leo is sextiling Jupiter, and this is one of the softest transits that we can get. Venus is so soft and loving and all about abundance and money and finances and beauty and connection. And now it's got Venus sextiling it, and it just amplifies that energy. So, we've got this energy that's kind of culminating and leading up into the 21st of July when we have our full moon, where there's a potential for like things ending, maybe unexpectedly, maybe painfully, but there's an opportunity for clarity, there's an opportunity for understanding, there's an opportunity for compassion, there's just an understanding to like accepting what's ending because we know that somewhere we have some sort of rebirth happening, right? And so we just have to trust the universe. I mean, it is so hard for some of us, isn't it, to trust the universe? But it really is. There really is a time for us this really is a time for us to kind of just trust and follow our intuition. Um, Again, this is the second Capricorn full moon. So just because of the full moon, it being the second one at 29 degrees, you see the moon's at 29. Uh, it will provide us with some clarity and some endings and some, maybe you've been working hard on something and now it's like time to reap the benefits. So it really is a beautiful opportunity for endings and beginnings. And I think asking yourself under this full moon, what is it that I really desire? What is it that is empowering me to move forward? And where am I feeling disempowered, or where am I disempowered? And then feeling those emotions, and then knowing that there's all this beautiful energy between Venus and Jupiter, and that's optimistic energy. Venus and Jupiter is all about optimism. Venus and Jupiter is all about expansion. Um, and again, those two energies are softening this whole. I mean, put it this way: if Pluto and the Moon were squaring Mars and Uranus, or Pluto and the Moon were square, Venus was squaring this energy, I think it would just be a completely different forecast. But we have this gorgeous softening. The other thing we have is Neptune is trining the sun. So here's Neptune up here. And Neptune is all about dreaming big. Neptune is about compassion. Neptune is about peace. Now, Neptune is in retrograde. So when Neptune, there's always two sides to a planet, two energies to a planet. And Neptune can provide compassion and peace and love and fantasy and, all these beautiful dreams. And at the same time, it can also create an illusion for us, right? So just be wary and be mindful of what's coming up for you. The other thing is, what was the other one? The other one was Neptune is also sextiling these two planets. So again, that's a softening of Mars and Uranus together. And thank goodness, because I don't know, I feel like that was enough. That was enough. I mean, not March, Mars and Uranus, that just, that whole day created such a cuckoo frenzy. That's all I'm going to say. I really don't want to bring politics into this, but it really, the energy was softened. So whether we think that's a good thing or not, it doesn't really matter. But I think the biggest thing for the full moon, the biggest thing for the full moon is to just go back and think about what you've been working on for the past month, right? Like, I don't know, I journal every new moon very thoughtfully. I journal every full moon very thoughtfully. I also, journal in between. But if you go back to, say, the last new moon and then the last full moon, just kind of look to see what you've been working on and just ask for some clarity and some completion. And if you know that something needs to be like closed up or tidied up, it might be the perfect full moon to do that. And I think too, allowing ourselves to discipline what we get distracted by is huge. You know, I mean, even this whole thing in the news, um, obviously our instinct, our response, our trigger is to, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. Did you look at that? Oh my gosh, let me read this, let me read that. And whatever it is that kind of pulls you out of your intuition or pulls you out of your own dreamscape, whatever pulls you out of your own goals, your desires, I would say keep that to a minimum this week, and maybe put your phone on do not disturb if you can afford to do that, and get some good rest, and just ask your heart, like, what do I want? What do I want my next 5 years to look like financially, relationship wise? Where do I want to live? What's my career look like? Because this is career, this is environment, this is money. Like, this is what this moon is about. It's not a touchy feeling full moon. It's a moon of like, this is Capricorn. Capricorn's like, hello, time's ticking. Where are we going? What are we doing? Right? I have a Capricorn rising, so I understand Capricorn very, very well. And those of you who have Capricorn in your chart, you understand what I'm saying. So I would say just minimize your distractions. Notice when you're kind of off your own beaten path and just get yourself back on it. Anyways, I hope this is helpful for you. Please feel free to reach out to me if you want to get your chart read. If you just go to my website, underneath, I think one-on-one or privates, it'll say astrology readings, and you can book everything there and you can pay for it there. So it's all said and done. And those of you who live in Encinitas, I will not be there for the full moon. Well, I will. I will actually be there on Sunday for the full moon with friends. But I'm only there for like 2 days. But we have a full moon sound healing on the 24th. It's a few days later, but my dear friend Sherry is taking care of you at Alila Maria. So if you are around in Encinitas, please feel free to attend. I want to say thank you so much. You guys have such a